Hi, I'm Ken Kessler, and welcome to the Sounds of Christmas podcast. If you're new to this podcast, I want to start by saying thanks for joining us. If you're not new, welcome back. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Now, to avoid any confusion, I want to start off by saying there won't be any music played here. This is a place for conversation. I'll talk about Christmas music and some related topics, sometimes by myself and sometimes with guests. If you're looking for music, just go to soundsofchristmas.com and click on the tree or the player on the front page or on the Listen Now page. We play the best variety of Christmas music all year long. Well, except in October, when we play the best variety of Halloween music. Acoustic pop artist Michael Brandmeier is with us on this episode of the Sounds of Christmas podcast. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Michael's music has been aired in lots of TV shows, including The Voice. He's also gotten lots of awards, including the Los Angeles Music Award for Male Singer of the Year and a Telly Award for his song video, See You Soon. And I want to get to the Christmas music, but I'd like to ask you a little bit about The Voice. You weren't a contestant, right?
No. My music was just used like when they announce it's the more background stuff. It's kind of how I make my bread and butter. Like if they announce the winner, my music would come on. Or if they're doing a story on the contestant and there's music in the background. So I would be more of the background music, not even the main singing, but yeah, just that way, just background music. But they used it a ton. Not that I'm counting 64 times.
Nice. No, I saw that. I saw that on your website, that The Voice, and I thought, I don't think he was on The Voice, but I've got to ask about that. And I don't remember any of your songs being something that one of the contestants sang. So I had to ask about that. Now, one of your first singles was actually a Christmas song, The Christmas Scene, and that was just recently re-released. What inspired that one?
This is a really wacky story. Well, I think an evolving story for a song. There's an independent movie out right now. I think it's on Amazon Prime called Karaoke Man. And Brian Dietzen and Jamie Farr and Caitlin Crosby. There's some pretty good actors in it, but it was an independent film. And it was called, Karaoke Man. But there was a scene in it where Brian Dietzen from NCSI is painting. He's a comic genius artist. He's painting Caitlin Crosby into a mountain scene. So I wrote a song for it called Your Scenery, right? It did not make the movie. I did write the theme for it called Where Love Lives. That's the theme that begins and ends the movie. But one of my friends that actually started broadjam.com, Roy Elkin, said, Your Scenery should be a Christmas song. I go, oh my God, it should be. So I changed it from Your Scenery to Your Christmas Scene. And I got a friend, Matthew Lee, who's just an amazing songwriter. And he's a great lyricist. And we just sat on the phone and changed it from Your Scenery to Your Christmas Scene one night. And had a lot of fun doing it. It's a lot of fun. And then I got a girl from Scotland to sing it, the duet.
That was going to be my next question. There's somebody on there with you singing it.
Yeah, Esther O'Connor from Scotland. She's a trooper. I recorded it and then asked her, so I couldn't change the key. And it was an octave higher than she wanted to, but she line by line, she belted through and got through. And I think she still sounds really good. She's got a beautiful voice. So Esther O'Connor, yeah. I can't remember the band she's in, but yeah.
Your latest has a pretty amazing story behind it. It's called I See an Angel. Can you share? I know that the story sort of unfolds in the song, but can you share what happened and what led you to write and record this?
Sure. Well, that moment that I'm going to talk about that's in the song, I'm actually writing a book, which will be out next summer, called Look Closer, which is the pre-chorus of that song called Look Closer. It's called Look Closer, I See an Angel. And I have somebody in the UK right now editing it, but it was, there's a hospice home founded by Catholic sisters in eastern Wisconsin. And my mother was in a coma, dying of Alzheimer's. She went into coma on December 22nd. And it was Christmas Day. And we were just sitting around the home. You know, she loved Christmas. So we were really, as you imagine, be depressed. This is a while ago. So it's all good. But you can imagine we were kind of very depressed and just going, we can't believe Mom loves Christmas and she's here, you know, down the hall in the coma. And this is, I'm just going to give you a little, maybe more than you need in this, but a staff nurse came down. I never met her, sat down to talk to my brother and I, and you got to realize this this hospice home was only 12 rooms, founded by nuns, sisters of St. Agnes. And so it's very small. And I never saw this nurse before, but she just said the front doorbell rang. And we were like, okay, big deal. Why are you telling us this? She goes, front doorbell rang and nobody was there. And we're like, where are you going with this? Because I'm kind of grieving here. And she said, well, we hear around the home when the front doorbell rings, we think it's an angel warning us the patient's going to pass away in the next 2 to 3 days. And we were like, as you can imagine, get the heck out of here. What are you talking about? But she went on to tell us all these angel stories. Anyways, I'm telling you this for a reason, because 2 hours later, my little brother comes in, my other brother, from Minneapolis. He waves me outside the hospice home, and there's this pretty tree scene out there. He goes, isn't that tree scene cool? I said, yeah, it's really cool. So I took 8 shots of that tree. And then so this is Christmas night. I take the picture of the tree scene on my little iPhone 4S, right? So it's a tiny little screen. So 2 nights later, I'm still in the home. My mom's still hanging on. And I decided to let people on Facebook know where I've been, because I've been kind of incognito. And I just randomly posted one of the 8 shots and put it on Facebook and said, seen from outside my mom's hospice home, figuring that will tell everybody where I am, why I'm there. Anyways, that night, my mom had a breathing episode where she stopped breathing for like 45 seconds. And so we thought she was gone. And I just looked at my brother, one of my other brothers, Jimmy, who was in there. And I said, Jimmy, I'm staying overnight. So I stayed overnight in a cot, like a foot away from her bed. And Jimmy did too. And he was sleeping. It's 3:30 in the morning, just like the song, the first verse of the song says. And I am looking at the post of the Facebook post I did about 9 hours earlier. And I was thinking, wow, people really like this shot. And I swear, I'm not into seances or any kind of this stuff. I heard a voice inside the room go, look closer. And I literally looked around the room. My mom's in a coma. Jimmy's sleeping. I enlarged the photo and I went, oh my God, there's an angel in it. So you need to say that freaked me out. So that's the genesis of the story. There's more, but I'll leave that to the book.
What led you from experiencing this to turning it into a song?
Well, I just, Sister Ann Jude, who's one of the founding nuns, said to me about a month later, she said, Michael, I believe that you're allowed to take a photo of one of the angels here because God knew you would write about it. And I said, I'm going to write a song book. So I think it's just in my instincts, something happens to me, I write about it. And it just popped out like right after that. It was within the first month of my mom passing. She passed on December 30th, finally. So she held on the entire Christmas week. And I see an angel there in the sky and sent a photo from Christmas night that popped out of me. And I put it on the shelf, and then later on I finished it. Geez, way later. But the genesis of it was right away. Just the chorus of it came out right away. Yeah, so a little crazy, I know.
I don't think it's crazy at all. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah,
really.
Thanks. I do too. I do too.
So it's a song now, and it will be a book. Are you still writing the book, or is it in process?
Well, yeah, I got it to a point. Where I got it. Gave it to an editor, and within the month, she's supposed to give it back to me. Then I'll do my own fleshing out, and then we'll finalize it probably by the end of January, hopefully, and hopefully have it ready for a July, Christmas in July release kind of thing. Because it's just a small book. It's not going to be anything. I wanted to make a book that even people who don't read would read. So it's not too complicated. It's just kind of gets to the story, and my songs are included. A bunch of my songs are included.
If it's not a spoiler, what other songs did you include?
In the End Comes Amen. There's one that's in there because my mom passes, and In the End Comes Amen is a song. There's a crazy story of that, but it's basically me talking to somebody who passed away to let them know that they're going to be okay. So my twins, my kids, I have 3 kids, and they're very musical. I took one of my daughters, Bella, to the Grammy Awards because I'm a Grammy voter. So I took one to the Grammy Awards because she's big time into music. With Anna and Bella are actually a artist on Spotify, Pandora, and stuff. If I may be a dad plug, selfless, shameless dad plug.
Yes, go right ahead.
But through the whole time, there was a 4 days where I heard this melody in my head going da 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 da, and I kept telling Bella, I can't get it out of my head. It just can't. And Bella said it sounds like La La Land kind of stuff. I go, yeah, it does. It sounds like old time. Anyways, so we get back that Tuesday. I have this experience that it's way too much, but anyways, it came to a conclusion. I heard that in my head, but I'll just shorten it. I met somebody who was dying that day that I did not know, and within a minute in the grocery store, she started hugging me and telling me her whole life story. It was just surreal. So I came back from the grocery store and I wrote the whole thing, what happened to me, down, and that melody popped into my head again, and I go, oh, that's a song. But the song, that's not the melody, that's the counter melody. And I heard na da 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 da, and I sang against it. There you are among the stars, floating freely through the chocolate bar, Milky Way. And it went on to be a song called In the End Comes Amen. So it was one of those songs that was planted in my head, and I didn't know what to do with it until I went, oh, I get it. Yeah. So.
I remember hearing a story, part of an interview with Michael Jackson, and I don't remember which song he was talking about, but he was talking about getting up out of bed because he had this melody for this song in his head, and he wanted to get it down. And he said he felt like whether it was angels or whether it was God or whoever had given him this gift, and he wanted to make sure that he got it out there before they decided to give it to Prince.
That's great.
So
that is perfect.
Yeah. But your song, it's, Christmas is the season of miracles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that this is I think it's going to bring a lot of comfort to people. And there are a lot of people this time of year who need that. So yeah. I think that's great. So the book is coming in 2023. Any more Christmas music coming next year?
No, I think that's it. The only thing I might do eventually is record a cover of Christmas, because I just love, a lot of the Christmas music is so amazing. Some of the songs, and not just the standards from the 40s, Bing Crosby's and Frank Sinatra, the White Christmases, but like the old God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, and the melodies are so good until you get into the second and third and fourth verses. Then you're like, okay, now they're. I'm in church and I'm going, there's actually another verse to come all you faithful. Yeah, because then they're like, okay, now they're just riffing.
Yeah, come on, I got things to do, places to go. We can't do all 20 verses.
Yeah, and the deeper though you go, the less well written they are. They're just not, like, they're cramming words into a syllable. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I will do.
And you never really know when you're looking through a hymnal. You never really know, is this the original songwriter's intent with these other verses, or is this something that someone associated with this church or another church decided they wanted to pad it out and put in some extra ones? You never really know. And sometimes you're right. You get to the 6th or 7th verse and you're like, really? Come on.
There's timeout.
Yeah. And please, anybody who's listening, I mean no disrespect, but
no.
It's true. And you can.
Yeah, the chorus song is great. The chorus songs are great. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can look up any of these songs online now. I mean, everybody has an amazing library in their phone. You can look up any of these songs and see how long they originally were versus, a little bit extra thrown in. But
yeah, that's so true. You can. Everything at your fingertips now.
Yeah. Michael, what's the best way for people to keep up with you and what you're doing?
Well, I think my website, I usually update, it's just michaelbrandmeier.com, brand like a product brand, MEIER.com. Michael. It's probably the best way to go. Or, Twitter at Brandmeier, Instagram, Michael Brandmeier. I think Facebook, I do all the social media stuff, which, by the way, is really, as you probably know, time consuming.
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes for no reward. So yeah, you think you're going to put this tweet or whatever out there and you get 2 likes. You go, well, why did I go through all this? Anyways.
And it's not to completely go on a tangent here, but
I know.
It's funny how sometimes, I'm SOC music on everything for the sounds of SOC, for the sounds of Christmas, because way back when SOC was already taken, and Sounds of Christmas was too long. So it's SOC music, but I can post things about the Sounds of Christmas station. I can post things about this podcast. I can post things about artists that have been kind enough to support the station. I can post things about all this stuff. And then I can post an unrelated picture of my dog. And people will just go crazy. They're so excited. And there's tons of likes and comments and everything about this picture of my dog that has nothing to do with anything. But the rest of the stuff.
Well, okay, that sparked the story. If I could just, one of my songs is also going to be in the book. It's called "See You Soon." So during COVID, at the front of COVID, Pope Francis and I was raised Catholic. I consider myself spiritual now more than denominational, but I still like Pope Francis. And he wrote a beautiful email and he sent it out about tonight before falling asleep, think about when you'll return to the streets, and I'll see you soon, basically, right? I read it, and I go, oh, my God, that's a song. And I wrote a song to his words, right? So the reason I bring this up, because you said dog, that song, because I associated myself with the Pope, got 3 million hits on Facebook. Wow. I just watched it go in front of my eyes and go, oh, my God, another 10,000, another 10,000, because I had a topic that many people don't like. Many people do, because the Pope is political in a way. But yeah, and that actually won the Telly Award. That won the 2020 Telly Award. That video, my brother Joey actually put it to film. Took a side topic, as we say in my family, side topic. It was COVID, so he couldn't shoot a video, couldn't even go anywhere, and he took random footage of the Pope off the internet and says, "I hope we don't get shut down," because we could have been like cease and desist. But anyways, so that. You're right. You put a dog or put something that people already know, and it just jumpstarts you. Yeah. So, right.
By the same token, when you put something like that out there and a lot of people are excited about a picture of a dog or a song with pictures of the Pope and they're liking it and it's reaching more people, that helps them find you.
Right.
So that they can hear or watch the video for I See an Angel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then in this business, you need every angle, as long as it's a good, honest angle, you know what I mean? But you need every help, all the help you can get is probably the best way to put it. So you got a new dog.
I hate to say it's a whole new world, because this has been the way things are for 15 years or so.
Yeah.
But we're all connected literally now. I mean, I'm spiritual enough to believe we're all connected anyway, but we're all really, on Twitter and Facebook, we're all connected, and sometimes it's wonderful. Sometimes it's a lot of noise. And it's hard to get people to find you. So when you post, I posted a picture of my dog, not because I thought this is going to trick people into liking me, but because I love my dog and it was a cute picture. And I thought maybe other people would like that. That's
people sense people sense they love their dogs. They sense you love your dogs, and so they react. It's a heartstring. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same. I treated it the same as I treat the Sounds of Christmas and this podcast, that it's something that Christmas music is something that I love. And I do this podcast to talk about it with other people who love it, because I think that there are other people out there who also love Christmas music who want to hear some conversation about it.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I was going to say, angels are also a topic like the
oh
Pope.
yeah.
I've been getting, like you said, you think it will help people. I've been getting a good number, I'll say, of responses saying my son passed, which broke my heart last year at Christmas. This song has helped me. Another, my grandpa, I think of him. That kind of soothing. So angels, like we're all connected. I think angels are. To me, I believe them. I have firsthand audio and visual. I have visual proof and audio leading me to that proof that makes me a very knowing believer. And I think angels are all around us. They're just hovering at a different vibration. Keep an eye.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's something that's universal too. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, there are going to be some people who, no matter what you say, what you show them, they're going to shut it down. They just aren't capable of accepting
yeah,
it. And I get that. But there are so many others who need this. And Christmas is a tough time for some people
oh
because
yeah,
they went through something like you went through. When you lose a loved one at this time of year,
yeah,
it's hard, and it marks the holiday because every time it comes around, you can't help but think about that.
yep,
And a song like I See an Angel gives comfort to people who maybe lost that Christmas magic because of some of the curveballs life's thrown at them. And maybe this
yeah,
is a song that'll give it back.
yeah. That's a humbling thought, which I really appreciate. And that's my intention is, to me, I want to get this angel out into the world. Just for what the reason you said. Like 85% of the world may not even believe it, but there's 15% that it will help.
Yeah.
I just made those figures kind of up, but there
That's
is
what
word that
statistics are. Yeah.
50% is more spiritual and open to it. So that is my main goal. So if that does happen, mission accomplished, and I'm very grateful. So
And for those who are interested, for the song "I See an Angel" is available everywhere, anywhere that you listen, stream, download music, you'll find it.
yeah,
You can also find it. Michael has a YouTube channel, and there's a video, so you can find it there as well.
yeah. Oh, there's
And
actually another one I just put. There's 2 lyric videos up now. I just put another one up. So,
I was going to
um,
say, I thought I saw two different ones.
yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but somebody, I had a guy in Argentina make it, and it's like, okay, I'll put it up. It's more content, but it might confuse people too. But what do you think?
I, I I don't think it's confusing at all. I think it's a way to reach more people because now you have the extra video of this. So if people who are searching, if they don't find one, maybe they'll find the other.
Find the other, yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me feel better. Yeah.
So check out I See an Angel everywhere you listen to music, and check out the video on Michael's YouTube channel. I'll put some links in the show notes for this episode, so anybody who's listening can just click that and wander on over and check you out.
Well, Ken, thank you so much. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories and your music with us and spending time with us too.
Yeah, love it, Ken. Thanks for all you're doing. Appreciate it.
And thank you so much for listening and for continuing to support the Sounds of Christmas station and podcast. Anytime you're ready for Christmas music, we're ready for you. Just go to soundsofchristmas.com and click on the tree or the player on the front page or on the Listen Now page. You can also grab our app in the Google Play Store and take the music with you wherever you go. And as far as this podcast goes, we're now on lots of podcasting sites. So if you didn't find us on your favorite today, just search for the Sounds of Christmas next time you go there, and I'm pretty sure you'll see our tree. Then you can subscribe, and you'll never miss another episode. If you have comments or suggestions about this episode, previous episodes, or the Sounds of Christmas station, feel free to reach out to me on social media or through the website. Thanks again, and may you always believe in Santa Claus.